Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you all are doing well. Sorry for the lack of videos the last week. It's the 7th now. There was a pretty big gap in between my videos. Reason being, really didn't have a whole lot to show. That's my fault. Last week was extremely busy. Didn't have a whole lot of time to actually do stuff outside of work rather than just come home and relax. And that's boring. I don't want to show you guys that. I learned a couple things this week. Number 1. Dr. Pepper. Number 2. Sorry. Number 1. Without Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers are basically nothing. And I know a lot of Packer fans are going to be like, ooh, we got Nelson, we got Matthews, we got Cobb. No. The entire team is horrible without Rodgers. They lose their captain, and they're nothing. They're absolutely nothing. So, football this year has been kind of weird. I'm very happy, though. Put my soda down. Very happy to see how it's going, though. Very happy to see that the Bills, the Jaguars, okay, what happened to them? The Jaguars, the Bills, and the Rams are all in the playoffs. As of right now, they're in the playoffs. Something would have to drastically change for them to not make it. Awesome. Kudos to them. Very proud of them. And something else, basically the main reason why I'm doing the vlog is obviously because of vlogging on YouTube. I want to get videos up there. This light is bothering me. I really have to change something with my lights. But anyway, going back to that. One of the main reasons why I wanted to start doing vlogging was working out, to keep a digital diary online and forcing myself to work out. So you guys see me at the beginning, you see me at the end, you see the drastic change that took place, yada yada, all that good stuff. So that's what I actually want to talk about right now. So basically when it comes down to working out, my theory is to take it slow and slowly build up. Like if you're weightlifting, you don't start out with the heaviest amount of weights if you're trying to gain muscle. You start off with a low number, build your endurance over time, and then slowly add weight. Same thing with cardio. I'm slowly adding minutes onto my cardio. Got to keep switching arms here. My strong arm is starting to get weak. Been doing a lot of cleaning. But basically, like for my cardio, I'm only doing 15 to 20 minutes for the first couple weeks. After that, I'm adding 2 minutes onto it. After a few months, I will have added over 10 minutes, and I'll be well into the 30-40 minute cardio, which will be making the weight loss a lot easier for me. And sorry if you can hear my fan behind me, it's kind of loud and aiming in this direction. Blue. It's blue over here. Over here, my bad. Blue. But anyway, that's kind of my weight loss in a nutshell type thing. You don't want to just jump into a workout. And I think that's what a lot of people get wrong when they go to a gym for, like, say, a New Year's resolution. They delve into something because they get really motivated. It's a new year, it's a new me, and then they slowly get out of it. Like, it only lasts a few weeks, a few months, whatever. And I think that's another issue. You don't want motivation. Motivation, by definition, is something that is short-term. For instance, an energy drink. An energy drink, for one, they're not healthy, so no, just don't. If you want energy, do something healthy, like an apple. Gives you just as much energy. Or gives you the energy you need. But no, what happens is people get really motivated and it dies out. It's short term. Say if you get hyped up for a football game and by the end of it you're just like, oh, you're dragging just to get out of the game. What you want is inspiration. Ooh, my camera's going all over. What you want is inspiration. Inspiration is, by definition, inspiration literally means in spirit. You're doing it because you know it's right. You're doing it because it makes you feel good and you know it's right. That kind of thing. Inspiration is a long-term thing. It's something that will last an extremely long time, and it doesn't really have a huge fallout. Like motivation does. So that's what you want to do. You want to get into inspiration. You don't want motivation. So there's that. So yeah, it's kind of my weight loss, or my weight thing in a nutshell. Hope that helps some of you guys out. From here, like I said, from right now, I'm just doing 15 to 20 minutes of cardio. That will slowly add up over time. So right now, small amounts of cardio, and I'll build up. So hopefully with this vlog, I'll be able to keep that video diary of how I'm doing throughout this whole process, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so 2 things. 1, sweet Mickey Mouse hat. Really liking it. And 2, this week I took 3 days off, or I had a 2-day weekend, but I took a Friday off because the Friday was my birthday. 29, woo! So what I wanted to do was get a huge head start on reorganizing my room, and I've come to realize that organizing and cleaning is very, very relieving of stress. So it's been helping out a lot. But anyway, so what I've been doing is, like I said, rearranging my room. This layout helps tremendously because before my computer was, let's see if I can do this. My computer was over here. And half of my room right now is a complete mess, like you just probably saw on the camera, just because I've been moving a whole bunch of stuff around the past few days. My computer was right over here. With my desk and everything, went and switched that. So now it's over here. NFL Network going on. Trying to stay up to date with fantasy football, but actually not doing too bad. Did you get the score? I'm winning 109 right now. Oh, that's my final score too. I'm gonna win this one. I'm 7-2. I'm gonna be 8-2. But anyway, maybe you can hear it, but I'm right next to my TV now. I got the PlayStation 4 going right now. I'm about to watch some YouTube. I'm probably gonna watch some Disney stuff just to get into the mood of Disney. But yeah, because I'm literally right next to, and I got this light to help me out with some future videos. But basically, what this enables me to do is, before I wasn't close enough to do any more Let's Plays on the GameCube, stuff like that, or game consoles in general. Now I'm close enough, I can do it. So, thumbs up. Alright, so I mentioned in an earlier video that I wanted to get into going through some of my more favorite tabletop games, and maybe a few that aren't my favorite. But for this one, I wanted to start off kind of simple, and a really nice, quick, and easy game for anyone to pick up and play. That's going to be Fluxx. Fluxx comes in a variety of different flavors for everyone's taste, but for right now, I wanted, like, the ones I have are Batman and Firefly Fluxx. I have others, but these are probably 2 of my favorites. So I'm going to use Firefly Fluxx as my example today. So the main objective to Fluxx is to complete goals, and I'll show you those cards in a little bit. First, I want to go through the different card types. There are 7 altogether. Basic rules is only 1 card out of the whole deck. It's the same in every card game. There are 2 rules to this game. Draw 1, play 1. When you start off the game, everybody draws 3 cards. You decide who goes first by the first person who is able to draw a card from here as fast as you possibly can. So, if I drew first, I would draw another card, making 4 total in my hand, and then I would play one of those cards. So now let's get into the other card types. Like I said, there are 7 card types altogether. You already know 1 being basic rules, so now I'm going to get into the other 6. The first one is the goal card. That's the whole reason you're playing the game. This is your main objective. There are a number of different goal cards in the game. When you play one, and if you draw one from the deck and you want to play it, it automatically goes on top of this one and replaces the current goal. You can replace the goal card a number of times throughout the game. This is a really good way to screw over your friends. Now your keeper cards are actually what you need to complete those goals. So for this one, for properly equipped, I would need both Simon and the medical supplies. Obviously I don't have that right now, but this is just an example. Keepers, every time you play them right in front of you. There may be rule cards that limit the amount of keepers that you have, but I'll get into that later. Each one may have its own separate effect. They may not have an effect at all. For instance, Serenity here. Once during your turn, you may steal stolen goods. Now, stolen goods is another keeper from this game. The new rule card is another card type of this game. New rule cards change the already existing rules that I showed you before. So draw one, play one. They may overtake old rules. For instance, this is a play all. Replaces the play rule. Play all the cards your turn. Play all your cards your turn. That would go over this one. If I had one that said draw 2, draw 3, draw 4, that would then go over the draw rule. Any other rules are then placed underneath here. If a new rule that somebody plays outdoes a existing rule, that old rule is then gone. So if I had a play 2 down here, and this is the new card in my hand, I would discard the play 2 and I would put this one over the play rule. Action cards are another card based out of this game. They can be very basic, affecting only you, or they could be game changing, affecting everybody in play. You do what's on the card and then you discard it. For instance, this one is probably my favorite out of the whole game. I'll be in my bunk. Excuse yourself from the game and leave the room for a few minutes. While you are away, your turn is skipped, but you remain eligible for victory, and no one can mess with your stuff. When you return, draw an extra card. Surprise cards are extremely fun to play, but they can be a big nuisance if used against you. Like action cards, they're used and then discarded. The only difference is, surprise cards usually outdo another card. For instance, Veto. This one, if you use this card outside of your turn, because they're kind of like a trap card from Yu-Gi-Oh! You use the trap cards outside of your turn most of the time. Same thing happens to this one. You can either use a surprise card during your turn or outside of your turn. And there's always two different sets of rules for this one. For instance, out of your turn, discard a new rule another player has just played, thus preventing it from ever taking effect. If you use this card during your turn, discard your choice of up to 2 new rule cards currently in play. Veto can also cancel another surprise. These works great if you're playing against a person who just used a surprise and you don't like it. You can automatically do this one. You cancel theirs, so theirs can't take effect, plus you also have the effect of yours. The very last card in this game to tell you about is the Creeper. Creeper cards can be a nuisance just for the fact that if you have a Creeper card in play, you can't win unless the goal card says otherwise. Immediately place and then redraw. So if I were to draw from the deck, I had this card, I automatically put this card down in front of me so everyone on the table can see it, and I draw a new card to replace it. So there's a basic overview of Fluxx. It's a very fun game, very fast, very easy to pick up. If you're going out with your friends or family to a dinner somewhere, or if you're having just a few friends over, this is an extremely easy game to just pick up and play. It's only the cards, so even if you just take these out, you only have the cards to carry around with you. So that's my overview of Fluxx. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoy this game every time I play it with friends. May get under their skin a little bit with it, but I love the game nonetheless. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week, or at least today, because I want to put out at least another video this week. So that'll do it for this video. I want to go get a little warm. It was kind of cold this weekend. You know it's cold when you got to bring out the mittens. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to press the like button below and leave a comment. I like talking to you guys. It's fun. It brightens my day, especially after a stressful week at work. I will talk to you guys later. Take care.